Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going beyond the familiar green silhouette and venturing inside one of the most iconic structures on Earth, the Statue of Liberty. We all know what she represents, but have you ever wondered what holds her together? How does a 305-foot-tall metal giant withstand a century of winds, rain, and scorching sun? The answer is a hidden masterpiece of 19th century engineering, and it's absolutely brilliant. Let's start with the two masterminds behind this colossal project. First, there was the artist, Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. He was the visionary sculptor who dreamed up the statue's majestic form, the flowing robes, the determined face, the raised torch. He knew what he wanted it to look like, but he had a huge problem. How do you build something this massive and make it stand? That's where the second genius comes in, Gustave Eiffel. Yes, that Eiffel, the man who would later give Paris its famous tower. Bartholdi needed an engineer who could design a skeleton strong enough to support the statue's immense weight, yet flexible enough to survive the harsh New York harbor environment. Eiffel was the perfect man for the job. His solution wasn't just functional, it was revolutionary. Together, this artist-engineer duo created a monument that was both a powerful symbol and an engineering marvel. So, let's peel back that copper skin and see what Eiffel designed. The first thing you'd notice is that the Statue of Liberty is not a solid object. It's mostly empty space, supported by an intricate internal framework. At the very core of the statue is what's called the central pylon. Think of it as the statue's spine. This massive iron tower stands 92 feet tall, rising from the concrete foundation all the way up through the center of the statue. But here's the clever part. It's not rigidly fixed. It's designed to sway. In high winds, this central pylon can move up to 3 inches in any direction, allowing the entire statue to bend and flex without breaking. It's this controlled movement that has allowed Lady Liberty to endure countless storms. Branching off from this central spine is a complex network of secondary iron girders and braces. This is known as the armature. If the pylon is the spine, the armature is the statue's ribcage and skeleton. This framework follows the precise contours that Bartholdi sculpted, defining the shape of the flowing robe, the arms, and the head. It's a vast, three-dimensional web of metal that gives the statue its form, but it never actually touches the outer skin directly. And the reason for that is the most ingenious part of the entire design. Now, let's talk about the skin itself. That iconic green exterior is made of 300 individual copper sheets, and you might be surprised to learn just how thin they are. Each sheet is only about 2.4 millimeters thick. That's roughly the width of 2 pennies stacked together. These weren't poured into molds. They were painstakingly hammered by hand into their curved shapes over massive wooden forms in a process called repoussé. This thin, delicate skin is what we see, but it needed to be attached to the strong iron skeleton inside. And this presented Eiffel with his biggest challenge. Iron and copper are two very different metals. When they get hot, they expand. When they cool, they contract. But they do so at different rates. If you were to rigidly bolt the copper skin directly to the iron skeleton, the daily and seasonal temperature changes would create immense stress. The softer copper would tear, buckle, and crack under the strain. On top of that, you have the constant force of the wind pushing on the skin. Eiffel needed a way to connect the two that was strong but also forgiving. His solution was nothing short of genius: the saddle bars. These are flat iron bars that act as connectors, or brackets between the skeleton and the skin. One end of each saddle bar is attached to the iron armature. The other end is riveted to a copper strap, which is then fastened to the inside of the copper skin. The crucial feature is that these saddle bars are flexible. They have a bit of give. They create a buffer zone, allowing the thin copper skin to float over the iron skeleton. This system lets the skin expand and contract with the heat of the sun and lets it ripple under wind pressure, all without transferring that stress to the rigid internal frame. It's this brilliant, flexible connection that allows the statue to breathe and move, ensuring its survival. For those lucky enough to visit, the journey inside is an experience in itself. After taking an elevator or climbing the stairs up through the massive stone pedestal, you reach the base of the statue proper. From there, it's a climb up a narrow, double-helix staircase. This design, like a strand of DNA, is incredibly efficient. It features two intertwined spirals, one for people going up and one for people coming down. This clever layout prevents congestion inside the statue's tight confines. As you ascend, you can see the entire internal structure I've been describing: the central pylon, the web-like armature, and the rivets of the saddle bars holding the copper skin in place. The climb culminates in the crown. Here, 25 windows offer breathtaking panoramic views of the New York City skyline and the harbor. It's an unforgettable reward after climbing all those steps. Fun fact: the 7 rays on her crown represent the 7 continents and 7 seas of the world. And while you can't go up to the torch anymore, it's been closed to the public since 1916, you can still appreciate the incredible journey to the top. However, after nearly a century of standing tall, Lady Liberty was showing her age. By the early 1980s, the original structure was in serious trouble. The primary issue was something called galvanic corrosion. When two different metals, like the iron of the skeleton and the copper of the skin, are in contact in a moist environment, like a humid harbor, an electrochemical reaction occurs. The iron armature and saddle bars were essentially rusting away. They were weakening, and in some places the connections had failed completely, causing tears and holes in the copper skin. The statue was in desperate need of a major restoration for its 100th birthday. So, from 1984 to 1986, one of the most ambitious restoration projects in history took place. A team of French and American engineers and craftsmen completely dismantled the old, corroded interior. Every single one of the approximately 1,800 iron armature bars and saddle bars was removed. They were painstakingly replaced with a brand new skeleton, but this time it was made from stainless steel. Stainless steel is highly resistant to corrosion, ensuring that the new structure would last for centuries to come. The new armature was designed to replicate Eiffel's original flexible system perfectly, preserving his engineering genius but with modern, more durable materials. The torch also got a major upgrade. The original 1886 torch was too corroded and damaged to be repaired. It was carefully removed and replaced with a gleaming replica. The new torch is gilded with 24-karat gold, which is why it shines so brightly day and night. The original torch, a priceless piece of history, now resides in the Statue of Liberty Museum at the base of the pedestal, where visitors can see it up close. So, to quickly recap the structure from the ground up, it all starts with the massive concrete foundation inside the pedestal. Rising from that is the central pylon, the flexible spine. Attached to that spine is the intricate stainless steel armature, the skeleton that gives the statue its shape. Connecting the skeleton to the skin are the flexible saddle bars, the critical component that allows for movement. And finally, there's the thin, hammered copper skin, the beautiful exterior that has become a global symbol of freedom. The Statue of Liberty is so much more than just a statue. It's a testament to the incredible power of collaboration, a perfect marriage of art and science. Bartholdi's artistic vision gave it its soul, but it was Eiffel's engineering brilliance that gave it the strength to endure. It's a dynamic, living structure that sways in the wind and breathes with the changing seasons, reminding us that symbols of freedom must be both strong and flexible to stand the test of time. Thanks so much for watching and taking this deep dive with me today. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the world's most fascinating structures. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been inside the Statue of Liberty. Until next time.